The climate's really important for us to be able to produce the racing surface in the condition we want to. We obviously deal with plants, flowers, grass, and obviously the environment that we have here with the trees and the beautiful flowers and the gardens. So it's essential for us to have a really good relationship with the natural world and look after our environment.
I think we all have a responsibility, and we have a working group for sustainability, and actually that was the easiest group that we've ever found to form. Everyone has got an interest right across the business, be it someone in the grounds team to someone in the ticketing team. They're a really, really enthusiastic group. So when we've set our own targets, the teams have always worked so hard to try and achieve everything that we're doing.
Well, I think generally we're all very conscious that we need to do as much as we can to protect the environment going forward and make as much effort. So it's a general desire within everybody, but also a conscious effort from the business to make it a focus.
This year we've made a big step with the village enclosure, that our aim is to really work at trying to become a net zero project there for this year, which has never been done before. We had a restaurant last year that was net zero. Could we do a whole enclosure with 8,000 people coming? And the team were like, let's do it. There's no doubt it is difficult, but we've all got to try and persevere to get to that end result, which is all of us as venues trying to run more sustainably. We're very excited about Royal Ascot this year. We can't wait to welcome everyone into the grounds. We're doing a lot of great things that they'll appreciate, from a sustainability perspective. We're working with companies that the energy that we use here, so the electricity that we use here, comes from renewable sources, which is a fantastic progression for the UK now that we've got companies that are able to do that for us. So the extension for us is actually that we've been able to produce our own solar power using a smart cloud that connects to the grid and also can connect to a battery to store electricity for when we need it.
Well, we've just started actually planting some wildflower areas. Last year we planted a wildflower bank down at the stables, and we've planted other areas in and around the racecourse here, just outside the heath and along the banks. And really, I mean, that's great for biodiversity. It encourages pollinators, and also it means that we can less intensively manage these areas. So, we don't need to use as many man hours looking after them. We don't need to use as much fuel to look after them, and also, when they grow nicely, they're very pretty and are great for the bees and the other pollinators. We also have actually got a few beehives here. We had 4 beehives introduced this time last year, and they can actually make the most of those pollinating plants.
We're working with City Harvest again this year. Any food waste that they think that they could reallocate to different charities that they work with in and around London. So we may have puddings that are left, we may have sandwiches that were left, we may have smoked salmon that's left, whatever. They actually do a great job and redistribute that. It was quite a lot. It was 2 or 3 lorry loads last year, so we'll be working with them again and very pleased to be doing that.
We have an irrigation system here, so we only water if it's absolutely necessary. We also harvest a lot of rainwater here, and that's collected in the reservoirs that we use for a lot of that irrigation. The reservoirs hold over 30,000 cubic metres of water, and that can be topped up when it rains here, and the rainfall is collected from the grandstand, the steppings and the underpasses, and that's fed back into those reservoirs for us to use as a resource.
So the most important waste stream for the village enclosure this year will be the compostable waste stream. So all of the plates, napkins, cutlery, glasses that we're using, cups, etc. will all be compostable. So we've created a whole new waste stream that's going to go off to a special processing plant with food waste to turn all of that waste actually into compost. And that compost could end up back on anyone's garden or everyone's racetrack, if you like. We
make our own compost tea, so we use some of the byproducts, obviously a little bit of the grass clippings, some of the leaves and the trees and the twigs that are collected, and we make a compost tea that can be used actually on the track. And we've found it has reduced our needs to use chemicals and fungicides, so it's very helpful in that way because it has, it's reduced our need requirement for chemicals. So there's a real desire within the team to use more sustainable practices going forwards.
So the facilities team have been working really hard on a number of different initiatives, and I think the most successful so far is the work they've done with LED lighting. That has actually saved us about 70% on energy consumption just from that one project, so that's more than paid for itself. So the last couple of years we've had zero waste going to landfill, but actually one of the big drives now is that how much of our waste can we actually recycle. The aim of Recup is that we provide plastic glasses, but we collect them and we reuse them, so we wash them and reuse them. Our customers all get involved as well. They put the cups in the right bin. If they put the cups in the right bin, then we can get them washed and reuse them. Job satisfaction from the whole sustainability project for the whole of Ascot has been so rewarding and exciting. We may be just touching little things, but they all add up. We want to try and halve our emissions by 2030. For us to do that, it's hard work and we have to experiment, but no one's afraid of experimenting.
One is always quite apprehensive about global warming and hearing about those sort of things. It's quite exciting that our business and that racing wants to become more sustainable and follow practices that help us with that, and great that we're able to invest some money in doing so. And we're pleased to be able to change things to make a small contribution, really, and if we can keep growing that year on year, that'd be great.
I think one of the great things about racing is how we all share best practice and how we all work together. So we've already started talking amongst all of us in the racecourses about the quick wins that we've done and the benefits that can help the whole of racing. I think for us, it's excitement. We've just signed up for the UN Sport for Action piece, and that will push us on even further because that means that we'll be working with lots and lots of different stadiums across different sports. It's been so rewarding and continues to be so.